All right, everybody, it's Tuesday, January 14th, and this is the Blue Collar News. I'm Jason Small, the Executive Secretary of the Montana AFL-CIO, and we are here today to discuss hot topics which generally involve workers of the state, all you blue collar folks, and everybody else that's in the middle class and doesn't have time to sit down and watch the legislature all the time. So, first thing we're going to do today is discuss a couple bills that came along last week. We are solidly into week number 2 of the legislature, and things are starting to pick up. There's some more stuff moving, but last week we did miss a couple bills that are important to, once again, all the blue collar folks. So, first up, we have one bill, House Bill 13, and it is a John Fitzpatrick bill. And it's the state employee pay plan. And what this is just a negotiated contract for employee pay that was negotiated between several of the unions who have public sector workers and the governor's office. So they have hashed it out, come to something that was agreeable for everybody, and they are currently moving it through the legislative system as we speak, and hopefully trying to get that passed into law and get everybody a pay raise for the upcoming year. All right, one of the other bills that occurred last week that is of some importance is House Bill 85. And House Bill 85 is a Marta Bertoglio bill, which basically it's one of 3 proactive pension bills intended to reduce the harm of House Bill 569 from the 23 session. And this bill reinstates the employer contributions to the previous levels and removes the layered amortization formula that was applied to these bills or to these systems. So we're looking at that as being a great fix coming up, and there'll be a couple more support bills right behind it also. So let's fast forward to this week. So once again, it's Tuesday, January 14th. We are actively looking at a couple bills right now. So over the next couple of days, we'll have House Bill 52 come up. So House Bill 52 is a Lee Denning bill. It's a little concerning to us, a little bit concerning. Basically, what it does is it prohibits the judiciary from considering agency rulemaking and past practices when determining legislative intent. And pure and simple, this bill kind of limits our ability to protect workers and worker safety on the job sites. We look at all the things that have happened in the past, right? To clean our workplaces up, OSHA, MSHA, whatever, CFR 1910, and we have all these things in place: hard hats, steel-toed boots, appropriate clothing, welding hoods, goggles, stuff like that. All these things that we need to have a good, healthy, and safe workplace. And under the premise of this bill, it could be found that none of those things are no longer needed to be worn or utilized on job sites. So this is one we're really actively watching. And then the next bill that'll be coming up, I do believe tomorrow morning, it is tomorrow morning, yeah, is House Bill 131. And, this is kind of a doozy, right? It's revising the duration of unemployment insurance benefits. And what it'll do is it'll take the benefits down from 24 weeks, which was already down several weeks from the session before. Last session, there was a bill passed that shortened it up a little bit. And right now, we're just real time watching the chipping away of workers' rights here by knocking it down from 24 to 20 weeks. So what's that mean to us? Well, just let's use an example on that too. So, several months back, we had the big giant layoff and redistribution of workers coming from the Stillwater mine, right? Well, unfortunately, in a situation like that, let's say you have several hundred workers getting laid off the same day, they all have the same skill set. It happened in late fall, which makes it even worse, right? That's not the time of the year where there's a lot of open construction jobs or anything else going on. It's non-optimal, right? It's that layoff occurred during a time period in the year where we couldn't just utilize other trades to absorb these people and put them on road jobs or building construction or something like that. So what happens is they got laid off at a period in time this year where there's going to be months and months of inactivity, impossible to go hire on another job. So these folks are sitting there depending on their UI benefits, unemployment insurance, to help them make it until next spring, so they can go back to work and as they're proactively looking for jobs, I should say. Odds are a lot of things seasonal. A lot of Montana work is seasonal. There won't be openings till springtime, and hopefully they'll get on right away then. But in the meanwhile, they need to utilize the unemployment insurance benefits, which were in place, right? I mean, we as workers, we pay into them, companies pay into them. They're a safety net that workers sometimes, not all the times, but sometimes need to utilize. And the duration and the length of that being as long as possible until we're able to find a job that's acceptable, doable, and something where we can continue to thrive is of the utmost importance. Okay, Senate Bill 94 is an illegal intrusion into contracts negotiated between labor and management. It creates a nightmare for employers, and if SB 94 passes, labor management meetings will all have to happen outside of working hours. SB 94 wastes taxpayer dollars by forcing employers to incur the cost of conducting business with workers outside of contracted hours. Montana's public workers, such as teachers, firefighters, and nurses, negotiate with employers across the state to secure mutually negotiated contracts. Senate Bill 94 threatens the ability of employers and workers to negotiate such contracts, which meet both sides' needs. The bill wastes tax dollars, burdens managers with more red tape, and ultimately makes government less efficient. And that's why we're not supporting it. Last but not least, tomorrow on 1/15/25, and I do believe it's in the afternoon, we'll be looking at another two more bills. These two bills are companion bills for Bertoglio's House Bill 85, and these will continue to basically put the pension process back into the form it was in before it was altered by one of the last session's bills. So next up, we'll look at SB 7, which is a Wendy McCamey bill, and it's the repeal of retirement criteria change for HP, QRS, and SRS. So that is another one of the three bills. And then the second bill we'll be looking at tomorrow afternoon is a Mike Cuff bill, Senator Cuff. And it is supplemental employer contributions for PERS, HPORS, or HPQRS, SRS, and GWPQRS. And what those are basically is game wardens, police officers, Department of Justice, special retirement supplement, and some pretty important things here that we need to get ironed back out, get them corrected, and make sure they're functioning perfectly for everybody. So as you can see, we have a busy several days coming up, and we will probably be updating this little newscast again come Thursday. So you guys have a great afternoon.